Good afternoon, guys. Marini here with another algebra video. Today's lesson, Tuesday, is more factoring by grouping. I just want to go over that method again. I know sometimes it needs a couple days to understand. In your do now, I have two examples that use two different methods, and I want to go over the difference between the two. Number one, 2x squared plus 10x plus 12. Again, we have methods of factoring now of greatest common factor, which you should always try first. Dots, which is the difference of two perfect squares. 3, the AM method, which is for trinomials. And 4, grouping. Grouping should always be done as a last resort if the other three methods don't work. Now with number 1 here, 2x squared plus 10x plus 12, some people might say this is a trinomial, so we're going to do AM. You cannot do that, and I said this in yesterday's video, because there is a 2 there. There can't be a number there if you're going to try and use AM. Another idea would be to do grouping, since that's the method that I taught you yesterday, and that's what's freshest in your head. However, you should never use a factoring method without first trying to see if there's a GCF, a greatest common factor. And 2x squared plus 10x plus 12 all have a 2 in common. So since the GCF is 2, and you divide by 2, you get x squared plus 5x plus 6. Put that in parentheses and put the 2 in front. And remember, always ask yourself, am I finished? But you can factor this trinomial again using the AM method. X squared is x times x, and what multiplies to 6 and adds up to 5, that would be positive 3, positive 2. Bring down the old GCF, and now you're done. Now, just because we used greatest common factor in number 1 doesn't mean that that's necessarily going to apply to number 2. Number 2 is a trinomial, can't do AM because there's a 6 there, and this one does not have anything in common. So this is when grouping would be involved. You bring down the 6x squared, you bring down the minus 6, you multiply 6 times negative 6, which makes negative 36, and now we do AM, what adds up to 5, and multiplies to negative 36. That would be, let's see, 9 times negative 4, negative 9 times 4. I'm going to go with 9 and negative 4, but if you remember my advice from yesterday, put the negative 1 first. So that would be negative 4 and 9. Those two numbers go in the middle. So negative 4x, positive 9x minus 6. And now we do the grouping. Put two parentheses, one there, and in each group, look for something in common. 6x squared minus 4x. Well, 6 and 4 have a 2 in common. X squared and x have an x in common, so the GCF is 2x. So 6x squared divided by 2x, 6 divided by 2 is 3. X squared divided by x is x, minus 4x divided by 2x. Well, 4 divided by 2 is 2, and x over x cancels out. Put that in parentheses, put the 2x in front. And now we look at the next group, 9x minus 6. Those two numbers have a 3 in common. So divide by 3. So that's going to be plus 3. And then 9x divided by 3 is 3x minus 2. And again, I know I didn't mess this up because this parentheses and this parentheses should always match. So now build your answer. Double parentheses, one of them has to be 3x minus 2. And the other one's going to be the leftover stuff, 2x plus 3. All right, now that goes over what I taught you guys yesterday. I'll do one more with you here since I have the time. And then I'll upload this and send this out to you guys. I'll do number 1. And then you guys can finish up number 2, 3, 4, and let me know if you guys have any questions in Google Meet. So, number 1, let's go through the methods because I don't want to do factoring by grouping if I don't have to. Is there a GCF? No. Is this dots, the difference of two perfect squares? No. Can I do AM? It looks like I can, but there's a 6 there, so I cannot. It blocks me from doing AM. So now I'm confident that I have to do grouping. So step 1 is bring down the 6x squared and bring down the negative 2. Multiply 6 times negative 2, which makes negative 12. Now we're going to do AM. What adds up to... Don't say what adds up to x. It's what adds up to positive 1 and multiplies to negative 12. That would be negative 3 and positive 4. So this in the middle would be negative 3x and positive 4x. Make your two groups, 1, 2, and look for something in common. And if you can't find anything in common, that means the GCF is 1. I didn't mention that yesterday, but sometimes that happens where you have a GCF, you can't find one, so it's just 1. In the first group here, 6x squared minus 3x, there is a GCF, though, of 3 and x. So 6x squared divided by 3x is 2x, minus 3x divided by 3x is 1. Put the 3x in front. And then the second group, 4x minus 2, they only have a 2 in common, so I'm going to put plus 2. And then when you divide both of these by 2, you get 2x minus 1. So building the answer, double parentheses. 1 has to be 2x minus 1. And the other one's going to be 3x plus 2. All right, that's factoring by grouping in a nutshell. Trying to keep this video as short as possible. Scroll down. I'll be in Google Meet. We could do the next few examples together if you like.